Okay, we are now into the last set of the bomb end. We're finishing up the Liu main, okay, Liu main. We're going to be doing today a very simple aspect. Well, it's simple because we've been doing the ball. We're going to be doing a lot of spiraling with the hands, a lot of movement with the feet at angles. The angles that we move in are to the left and to the right, okay, as we allow the individual to watch in or to attract it into emptiness. You'll see an awful lot of rolling back, an awful lot of pong, warding off. You'll see an awful lot of a little bit of rolling back, a little bit of pressing, okay, and a little bit of pushing. But the issue here is that you see it all come together in the last 4 sets. The last 4 sets of the bomb end and the last 2 of the Liu men is thunder, wind, mountain, and lake. Okay, lake is the stillness, mountain is the power of the earth, fully extended on steroids. Okay, the wind being the air, okay, being able to be felt before you are seen, and of course that leads to thunder, which is the thunder is you heard it, but you got hit way before you heard it, and that's why you go down. Right? Also, that's the power within you. When you do strike or use this against an opponent, all you're really going to be doing, okay, is transferring the energy within yourself inside of them. Okay, so the first thing we do, if we just wanted to start this out straight up, okay, warding off, making sure everything's good to go, not a problem. The ward off is a good spot. The fighting tiger, play the pipa is a good posture for this technique for training. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to step forward. So we come around, moves, the fighting tiger moves around in the warding off posture, splits, and moves around. These hands do wind salves the whole time. Wind salves the whole time. The wind salves are how we are able to get inside of the arms and split the person. We're going in and out of the arms. Wind salves are the hands that are going in and out of the arm, just like this, okay? Or like this, they call it a quan salve in Wing Chun, okay? All we're doing is coming around, spinning, and pushing. Spinning around again, and pushing. Round, push, round, and push. That's how we're splitting the hands up. If you're staying in contact with it, and here, and here. So, we started here, you know the wind salves are going through, the fighting tiger is going through the wind salve, okay? And we're moving, and we're splitting to the leading leg, which is okay. Spinning around again, this leading leg. Notice the feet are moving in curved circles. It's like when we do the motions in the Wardoff. Of course we can go in circles on this. It's not even a problem. I normally don't do it here because we're not on the ball that way. Make sure the hands and feet arrive together. The hands sweeping down. Now we're moving down to attracting them into emptiness towards the open side or the rear leg side. Coming around. The transition is very subtle. Front leg. Front leg. Rear leg. Rear leg. Rear leg. Front leg. Front leg. Double spin. Rear leg. Rear leg. Now, this motion, these types of motions help lead to what's called, that was called splitting and twisting. Splitting and twisting. Next, we're moving into grasping and plucking, which looks like, in a lot of ways, looks exactly like snakes creep down into the grass. but less of a posture, more of a functional movement, okay? I've already began my motions here. I've already began my motions here, but the minute I do, I'm bringing him down, circling and dragging him all the way down to the ground. The posture here looks pretty, but you're dragging him to the ground. This is the motion. Coming up again, spinning him, working him, grasping. At any time this individual decides he's going to fight back, you stop the motion. Remember, there's no force on force. But the minute that you catch him off guard, being that you are spinning and splitting him really nicely, he doesn't know quite what to do, you pull him down. The posture doesn't have to be as low as you think it is. Remember, your feet are underneath you and you practice small circles. So the posture here, the split here is the plank. The idea is you have balance, they do not. All right, that's how you go from the splitting twist to the grasping pluck. This ends the Liu Men, or the 6 gates that we will be practicing. However, we can go into another more complicated area, and that is shoulders and elbows. These ends or completes the Ba Men. Now, the reason why they all go together so well is because of the splitting action. The splitting action pulls and pushes. By pulling and pushing a person whose root is not mobile. Remember, they say root is not solid. A root ain't solid if another guy's moving hard and you ain't moving at all. You can always find your weakness, okay? A person who cannot make subtle changes. Gary Lamb makes the best subtle changes I've ever seen, okay, in someone using an infighting art, okay, as far as the Kun or the traditional martial arts side of the house. This guy, and he says he doesn't do internal martial arts, but he does. Very internal, okay? You can tell by the way his stomach is set. The man is brilliant, the man is fantastic, and he can do subtle movements better than anybody. He does small circle movements better than anybody, but he shuffle steps, and he's a master of the shuffle step, and this is a good thing. He does everything that the Northern Tai Chi people do, okay? I say mix them together. Have the circularity, the linearity when you need it, okay? The circularity when you need to evade or neutralize, combine them together to have an effective neutralization and counter-attacking technique. So, if I started out this way, and I get him this way, okay, and I want to bring him down, not a problem. Take his root, bring him down. Once I brought him down, I'm going to go into what's called the shoulder. Bang. Shouldering techniques are very simple, and then again, very difficult. A shoulder. Notice my blocking technique, my cross blocking. I usually look like rollback and shoulder here. It's called diagonal shoulder, a diagonal shoulder strike. Okay? Hit him in the upper rib, outside of his upper rib, and then hit him right there at center in the solar plexus or where his sternum's at. Okay? The hard part about this is where you're going to circle next. You're circling inside and stepping back. Okay? Circling inside and stepping back. The stepping back makes him follow, and that's when you strike it. Turn this foot over, and strike again. The feet must be wide. They can't be behind each other. You can't do this strike. Okay? Again, stepping back. Once the fighting tiger's done, first thing I'm going to do is switch in, back to the emptiness, split. Come back across again, drag him down. Come back across again. Shoulder, grab, and shoulder. Evade again. Shoulder, grab the back, shoulder. This is how that technique goes all together. So again, you may have seen people teach this differently, but teaching it all together makes it work. It makes it work because the ward-off is right there. You're warding the guy off. You're pushing. You're doing what you need to do with regard to rolling back. You're punching him. You're doing what you need to do with this way. You're striking, walking around in this way, doing the work again. Here, 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 striking again, working around. Right when you work around, you do the press. You're pressing really nice. You go back into your Wing Chun techniques. You strike a couple of times. You pierce a couple of times. You step around. Walk it out. You work this. And you push. You work around him. And push. You work around him. And push. You work around him. And push. You come back around again. And you split them up. The split doesn't work. Bring him down. By bringing him down, come across. Shoulder. Shoulder. Come back across. Elbow. Come back across again. Elbow. This leads to the last technique, the elbow technique. We come all together, we put it all together. Let's show how the elbow goes. I just got through shouldering my opponent. I shouldered them that way. I stepped across again. Got him out of the way, stepped to the side, and shouldered again, and shouldered again. Notice I'm trying very hard to make good circles and get around him to try and find his weakness. Right when I find this weakness, I elbow. Bang! I elbow from one side, and I elbow from the other side. I come across again. I elbow from one side, I elbow from the other side. Almost like a female or a woman if you were a razor blade. Making you feel real comfortable where you're at. These are extremely feminine motions. This goes to show if you ever think a woman is not dangerous, you're out of your mind. They move beautifully. You can learn a lot from how they move. Notice my motions start to come together. Just like in the song. They say all the other motions come together. The elbow. The fingers are used to apply to you. This concludes the lesson for today. Let's move from here to the wall. Guys, stop. Okay? What's hard? 12. Okay? Hard to do. 12 again. Come on. 12 again. Come on. 12 again. Come on. Okay? Very few things can do that. 12 softly. 12 softly. Very good. Again. Push hard. Exhaust the strength. Push them away. Push hard again. Exhaust the strength. Push them away. Very hard to do. And of course, I always start the ball as low as I can, so I do. And I start back up. All right. We've gone through all the motions. We're back into this. I want to do a splitting motion. I split them with the twin salve. When my hands are twirling and fighting tiger, I am splitting between his arms. Just like you saw on the wooden dummy, splitting between his arms. And pushing him over my leg if I can, and pushing him away. Again, I slide up his arms and I push. Notice my body when I'm doing this. I'm going to either side of the center. Because he's probably trying to protect his center. I want to split his arms and uproot him, then attack center. Once I've done this, notice the hands coming around and the feet moving with it. Moving, moving. You can do this with the feet unmoved, not a problem. And get your feet moving with the six harmonies, first shoulders and hips and shoulders, and knees and elbows. And then, of course, twisting. And then, of course, moving. Once I get this down, this is called splitting and twisting. And I move to, first was the front leg, I move to, push them over the front leg. Then I move them over the front leg, then I move them over the back leg. Tracking them into emptiness. You can see yourself doing this to a human being. Stay close, follow, link, adhere, stick, never resist, never release. Once I get through with this, one hand is pushing, other hand is leading. Pushing, leading. Once I get this down, on the rear leg, I want to bring him down. Grab the bottom of the ball, assume your posture, lean toward the bent leg, and bring him down. Come back up, same thing around again. Again, lean to the rear leg, grab the bottom of the ball, put it down. This action is preceded by the splitting twist. Splitting twisting. Splitting and dividing his sense of grounding. And I guess you can see how this would work with a person. If the person at any time pulls back, don't pull. Just go right back up again. Go back, pull, and again. When he grabs the arm, that's the pull. Again, slowly. Any arm you want to grab, or put, or punch, doesn't matter, punch. Okay, and he goes this way. Here's the grab. So either way is how it works. So, we've got the A, which is split and twist, and we have the grasping pluck, which is the snake creep down to the grass technique of motion posture. Next, from this posture, we come up and do the first of the shoulder. Bang. Once I do the shoulder, come back of course again. Bang. Now, I want you to see how I'm doing this motion the way it's supposed to be. Again, once I've come down, brought him down, I come back up and I shoulder, protect myself, and shoulder again, just like doing the cross blocking and rolling back. Once I do this again, I step back and shoulder again, protecting myself, and shoulder again, protecting myself. In again. Shoulder, shoulder. Again. Shoulder, shoulder. Now, I don't have to do that many motions. I can just come in, shoulder, shoulder, come in, shoulder, shoulder, come in, shoulder, shoulder, come in, shoulder, shoulder. Once the shouldering is done, again, same motion, but elbow and elbow. Moving around, elbow and upper elbow. Moving around, first elbow, above the shoulder, second elbow, beneath the shoulder. Moving around again. In the shoulder, up the shoulder. Ensure that when you do this motion, you understand the guide could go down for your body. That's what this boxing is for right there. My elbow here. I know he's going to probably try and come from my lower body. Elbow here. Come around. Elbow here. Elbow here. If you need to, punching on top or here. Here. Elbow here. Elbow here. Here. Elbow here. Elbow here. Here. The reason why I don't go like up one is to bring my body up and leave my lower body exposed. It makes no sense to do that. The other way, it's a very sneaky motion. And elbow. It follows the arm contours to do it. And work your way back down.